The Communist Party played a significant role in resistance against the Japanese invasion. The primary role in terms of political and military resistance against the Japanese was played by the then government of China, which was the nationalist Kuomintang government uh, led by Chiang Kai-shek. The most significant element of what the Chinese Communist Party did was in its base areas. These are large areas which it placed essentially under pretty autonomous control because during that time, Chiang Kai-shek's ability to chase down or oppose the communists was very heavily restricted because he was concentrating on the Japanese. In those areas, essentially, you do have significant guerrilla operations in which troops are sent out essentially to harass the Japanese out in the countryside. Now, could these tactics on their own have defeated the Japanese? No. I think that that's one of the rare questions where you can answer with a one-word answer. Guerrilla tactics on their own would not have been sufficient to defeat the Japanese. Remember, if you think about to the major battles in the classic sense that we think about them of China's World War II, Shanghai, Taizhuang, Changsha, every single Hengyang, every single one of those from 1930s into the mid 1940s is Chinese nationalist troops fighting the Japanese. In the battles I just mentioned, the communists really don't have any role whatsoever. And those are the battlefront events that are really remembered as being constitutive of China's World War II experience. That the nationalist role is dominant and central in the wartime story, that you basically have to get round that. And therefore, my sense is that this time round, there's still an acknowledgement, of course, of that very important nationalist role, but that trying to find ways in which the communist role can be brought more to the forefront is perhaps more important than it was even 10 years ago. So we should note that in the last 10 years, under Xi Jinping, attention to what the party would consider to be the appropriate or correct, as they would put it, interpretation of party history, the Communist Party's history, has become much, much more of a political imperative. There's even been a term, historical nihilism, which has been created, which essentially is an argument that any non-official party interpretation of that history is not just wrong or mistaken, but actually illegal potentially. It seems that Putin will be there, but the history doesn't entirely help because, of course, it's worth remembering that of all the major allies, the Soviet Union was neutral on the China-Japan war for almost the entire time until August 1945.